Welcome to Arsenal Report, your daily source for all things Arsenal FC. From match updates and transfer talk to behind-the-scenes stories, we've got it all. If you're a true gunner, this is your home. Hit subscribe and join the pride. Victory through harmony. Let's get started. Mikel Arteta is set to get his way, with Thomas Partey preparing to reject big money offers from elsewhere to sign a new contract with Arsenal. Partey's current deal is due to expire at the end of June, but the Gunners have received encouragement that the midfielder will stay put. The Ghana international joined Arsenal from Atletico Madrid for £45 million in 2020 and has made 165 appearances for the club. His importance to Arteta's side has been clear this season, with his absence from the first leg of their Champions League semi-final against Paris Saint-Germain costing them dear. It had been expected that Partey would leave the club at the end of the season, with Atleti, Barcelona and Juventus among the clubs interested in signing him on a free transfer. There has also been concrete interest from the Saudi Pro League, with a huge contract reportedly on offer for the 31-year-old. Arteta has made it clear that he wants to keep Partey, and the club opened talks over an extension in April. The Evening Standard reports that the midfielder is keen to stay with the North London club and ideally wants a new deal sorted before the final game of the season against Southampton on May 25th. The news comes 4 days after similar positive steps were taken towards securing Leandro Trossard. The Belgian attacker had also attracted interest from Saudi Arabia, but could land a new deal until 2029 with the Gunners. Arsenal turned down a bid from Al Ittihad last summer and have moved to counteract any further bids by entering talks ahead of the transfer window opening on June 1st. Trossard is wanted to support the arrival of a world-class number 9, with the 60 million rated Victor Gyökeres the top target. Arsenal are poised to sign Real Sociedad midfielder Martin Zubimendi for £51 million in the summer transfer window and want Partey to play alongside him in midfield. The desire to keep him has been strengthened by the likely departure of Jorginho, who has been offered a move to Brazilian side Flamengo. Asked in April whether there had been progress over a new deal for Partey, Arteta said, "Yes, there is progress with all the players. I'll leave that to sporting director Andrea Berta and the club to decide and to talk about." Pushed on whether the intention is to keep Partey, he added, "The intention is very clear. I'll leave that to Andrea and the club to take a step forward." Partey has made 50 appearances across all competitions this season, the first time he's reached that number since 2017/18 at Atleti, and Arsenal are encouraged by his durability. Arsenal have been told Victor Gyökeres is all theirs for £60 million. The Gunners' hierarchy have made a striker their number 1 summer transfer priority, and the Sporting Lisbon star is on a 3-man shortlist. Gyökeres, who turns 27 next month, has become an increasingly attractive option because of his amazing goal tally. Sporting are willing to do business, and they have already made inquiries as they look to get business done early. Sporting striker Gyökeres, who has scored 95 goals in 100 appearances, would command a contract well in excess of £200,000 a week to make him one of Arsenal's top earners. They may have to pay in excess of £7 million a year net to land the Sweden international, who had previous spells at Brighton and Coventry before realising his full potential at Sporting. Arsenal do face competition with the likes of Manchester United also in the hunt, and Gyökeres is set to be one of the most sought-after transfers this summer. There is believed to be an agreement for Gyökeres to leave Sporting if a club pays €70 million, just over £60 million, with the Portuguese giants already earmarking cash for a rebuild next season. The price could go higher if there is a bidding war which puts the pressure on to get a deal done. The Gunners also retain a strong interest in Newcastle striker Alexander Isak and RB Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko. But there is a real pressure to get deals done early to bolster Mikel Arteta's squad after an underwhelming season which followed 2 bad transfer windows. Gunners boss Arteta remains a huge fan of Isak, and that would be a dream signing, but all the indications are that Newcastle will not sell, and their chances of keeping him and tying him down to a new contract will increase if they can reach the Champions League. Isak has yet to commit himself to a new deal and has proved to be a sensation in the Premier League while also helping Newcastle win the Carabao Cup. Arsenal were hugely keen on Sesko last summer and probably would have got their man until the Slovenian decided to stay at RB Leipzig for another year. Sesko, who is 22 later this month, has youth, athleticism and room for growth, plus also potential sell-on value all on his side. But it is believed Arsenal's new sporting director Andrea Berta rates Gyökeres highly and has strong links to get a deal done. That has left Gyökeres looking like a strong possibility for Arsenal, who are ready to spend big this summer to bolster their squad, with Real Sociedad's Martin Zubimendi set to arrive. Athletic Bilbao winger Nico Williams is also on their list, plus Espanyol keeper Joan Garcia. Arsenal saw their European dream come to a painful end on Wednesday night, losing their last chance of finishing this season with a trophy. The Gunners haven't got their hands on any silverware since lifting the FA Cup in 2020, but Gary Neville has used the opportunity to praise the trust in Mikel Arteta, despite the trophy drought. Arteta has led his team to successive second-place finishes in the league, and Arsenal are in pole position to finish as runners-up for a third straight season. Manchester City's dropped points on Saturday means the London side will end the weekend in second place behind champions Liverpool. I think it's a great achievement to not win a trophy in 5 years and still be the manager of a top club that isn't under pressure. From us, from anybody in the football community, or even the Arsenal fan base. Neville said on Sky Sports. So I think that's an incredible achievement, because we thought those days were gone, where you could basically have this kind of patience afforded to you. When asked by fellow pundit Jamie Carragher whether he thought Arteta should be under pressure, Neville was unsure. No, I think it's a good thing that for 5 years to not win a trophy, ordinarily there would be a manager under pressure, because that's significant in the sense that there is progression. However, the former Manchester United captain did restate his belief that Arsenal left themselves too short, especially in attack. Their European exit at the hands of Paris Saint-Germain came with Mikel Merino deputising as a number 9, with Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus sidelined, and Neville insisted reinforcements are needed. I'm glad that on Friday in his press conference, Arteta said they'd gone backwards in the Premier League, Neville continued. They tickled our backs a little bit for the last month with the Champions League, and it sort of took the heat off them a little bit in how bad they've been in the league, being 13, 14 points from Liverpool, 13, 14 points from where they were last season and the season before. But they've left themselves woefully short up top, and they still haven't got a player in midfield from deep who can receive the ball on the back foot, and Martin Zubimendi we think might come to Arsenal. They've got to deal with that. Thomas Partey's not great at that. Declan Rice was proven in the first leg against PSG that he's not great at it. He's better going forwards. So those two key positions, they need 2 forwards and they need another midfield player. But the forward part of it, they've signed 1 striker in 7 seasons as a football club. I've been arguing this all season. It's ridiculous that they've left Mikel Arteta, or Mikel Arteta's left himself so short. They've spent £750 million and signed 1 striker. Merino dropped back into midfield on Sunday as Arsenal went up to Anfield to face Liverpool, with Rice missing out through injury. Leandro Trossard started the game up front, flanked by Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. There was one other change from the midweek defeat in Paris, with Ben White returning to the starting as an Liverpool also made a change at right back, with Conor Bradley replacing the Real Madrid-bound Trent Alexander-Arnold.